Hey, my name is Maggie. I grew up in a mansion, had my own butlers, and even a private jet. That is, until I lost it all. Let me start at the beginning. I was only 3 years old when my dad sold his billion-dollar company. I was always in the lap of luxury, so I grew up pretty spoiled. I always got everything I wanted when I wanted it, and I wasn't the most grateful about it. Even though I had everything, that didn't stop me from acting out. I would always sneak out of the house to go to my friends' parties, hanging out with people I wasn't supposed to, and spending a lot of my parents' money. My parents tried everything to get me to talk to them to figure out why I was doing these things, counseling, grounding me, and taking away my phone, but I never listened. They were at their end of their rope, and one day they had enough. I was out at a party way past curfew, and when I got home, my parents were waiting up for me, and so was my Aunt Jane. Aunt Jane had a farm way out in the country. I noticed a bunch of luggage and asked if she was moving in with us. They said that it was actually my luggage and that they were sending me to live with my aunt for a little while. I was so mad. I couldn't believe they were doing this to me. I was screaming. I refused to go. My parents kept on going on and on about it will be good for me, that it would humble me and teach me hard work. I told them I wasn't going and they couldn't make me. That's when they said if I didn't, they'd cut me off completely, sell my car, cancel all my credit cards, and shut off my cell phone permanently. I couldn't believe this was happening. I was up all night in my room crying. Early the next morning, my aunt had me load my bags into her truck. I didn't even say goodbye to my parents. I was still mad at them. After a while in the car with my aunt, I pulled out my spare phone because my parents took away the other one. My aunt saw and told me not to bother because there was no service out here. She was right. We rode the rest of the way in silence. We arrived at this tiny farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, like so tiny that the whole thing would fit in my living room. My aunt showed me up to my bedroom and told me that dinner would be ready in a couple hours. I told her I wasn't hungry, but she insisted that I eat something because I'd need my strength for helping her around the farm. She couldn't be serious. I mean, I never even stepped foot on a farm before today, but I soon found out the hard way that she was dead serious. The next few weeks were the hardest of my entire life. Between feeding and cleaning up after the animals and waking up every day before the sun came up, I was exhausted. But eventually things got easier, even kind of fun. By the time summer was almost over, I grew attached to the animals, especially Betty. Betty was a cow who was about to give birth to a new calf. I was so excited to meet it. I wasn't even thinking about my phone or parties or anything. I was pretty focused on her and making her feel comfortable. The end of summer was here and I had to go back home for school. I was actually pretty sad to leave. Once again, I loaded my bags into the truck, but this time, instead of driving in silence, I couldn't stop talking to my aunt and making sure she will update me after Betty had her baby. I also had time to think about my parents and how awfully I treated them. I realized they only sent me out there because they love me and wanted me to bring me down to earth a little bit. Every summer after that, I made a trip down to my aunt's farm so I could visit Betty and her baby and to reflect on how much I've grown over those few weeks that summer. My relationship with my family is a lot better now because of it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any stories you'd like to share, let us know in the comments.